And a very good Sunday morning to you, everyone, and welcome to, I think it's going to be an interesting event for you today, and certainly for Missy Jen, it always is. For the third time, we're going to be going down to Border Fields State Park here in San Diego, actually south of San Diego, southwest. Actually, Missy Jen, where we're going today is the southwesternmost point of the United States. There's no place that's more southwest than this point. We're going to the Mexico-U.S. border. Pacific Ocean is right there. So we are in about as southwest a corner as you can go to today. Now, this park is very unusual. Back in the days of Richard Nixon, back in the 60s, late 60s, they always had a dream. This is very unusual. You may think it's unusual for a Republican president, but Richard Nixon was rather an unusual president. Presidents tended to be much more middle than conservative, even a Richard Nixon. And his wife, Pat Nixon, had a dream that one day Mexico and the United States could freely have an area, or at least be able to have open exchange amongst people. Well, we know how that turned out with the economy and with demands for jobs and the streams of Mexicans coming in and illegals coming into the U.S. It resulted in, if anything, Missy Jen, it was quite the opposite, with trying to, at least in theory, have more secure borders. It didn't always work out, but in theory, certainly Trump is addressing all the deficiencies that have been in place for the last 30 years, building a new wall. But she had a dream that people could come together at a border area, and that area was down at Border Field State Park. So it's kind of a concession to that, and the U.S. Border Patrol is really tough. They are really tough. They're watching Americans down there as much as they're watching foreigners, right, Jen? They're watching the people on the U.S. side. Yeah. Because what you're going to see today is probably one of the saddest sights you'll see, is it's families that are separated by the wall, either by choice or circumstance, because some member of the family's chosen to be in the U.S., either illegally or legally. And it's a place where they can at least talk to each other through the wall, and they only do this Saturday and Sunday for about 4 hours each day. Yeah, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Other than that, this is securely closed off, and that's it. Yeah. So I say it's sad because you can see people on the other side. You see families with chairs pushed right up against the wall talking to each other, and people trying to put their fingers through to try to touch one another, and some people trying to put, you're not allowed to really put anything through the wall, but people trying to pass money and drugs through, and the Border Patrol really does watch the area like hawks down there on here. So.
Yeah, they got all the security lighting, cameras, infrared sensors, motion detectors, the entire area of Friendship Park, which is already inhabitable.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Uninhabitable.
It's just got horse trails and stuff down here.
And very dangerous, but they got motion sensors, lights that go off. I mean, if you would make it over the fence, through the fence, whatever, they'll grab you and they'll take you right back over the border. So,
yeah, the other thing too is you'll look at the fence, and this literally is the westernmost end of the border fence, and it goes out in the water about 100 feet. Then you're thinking to yourself, well, they can just swim out from Tijuana, and they get in their little rafts and they paddle across. Well, they've got an incredible array of sensors that can look far out in the ocean. So even if you manage to float down the Tijuana sewage river there and come out from Mexico, you're still going to get nabbed. It's coming across, floating through. So it's a very interesting place that you're going to see today. I don't think it's a place that the Border Patrol particularly likes this Saturday, Sunday opening thing. It's probably it's at their discretion, you know, whether to do this. And they were under a lot of pressure. There's a group called Angels. What is it called? Angels of the Border or something like that down here, always trying to rally people. Friends of the Border or something. It's trying to have more access and more events. Now they did have a wedding down here, which was very unusual. They opened the gates on both sides, and yet very strictly controlled. They had people come together for a wedding, I think, on the U.S. side there, and then of course they closed the big gate. And the people went back, so it's highly unusual what you're going to see today, and it's not something that I think the Border Patrol particularly likes to do. But they're probably under less pressure now to do it under the Trump administration than they did before. So, well, we're heading on our way down, and yeah, let's enjoy a little traveling music and get on our way. Kind of afraid of this today, that it would be closed to vehicle traffic, but walk-in traffic would be welcome. So yeah, I was trying to get the signs there. So we've got about a mile. If you ever pushed a wheelchair a mile on a shitty road. Woo. You gotta really be determined to come up to here. It's a shame this road is closed, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get Missy Jen in there. All right, make yourself comfortable.
Well, they did announce on the website that occasionally it will be closed off.
Yeah, it's my lucky day. All right, well, let's head on in. Let's get our daily exercise. You know how Rosie stays in shape. Here we go.
It's on
Woo!
there.
Right? Tell everybody.
Yeah, that's how Rosie stays in shape.
That's it. That's how I stay in such great
So
shape,
you haven't
right?
been to the gym for 2 days, so here we go.
Here we
Here's your
go.
gym.
Let's roll, guys.
Now I'm going in the
I got
woods.
the chair.
You happy? You're getting your workout.
That's my psychiatrist on the phone. Huh? It's creepy back here. We're all alone. I mean, you got to really be a determined person to come up to this weird little place in America.
Yeah, anybody could jump
You
out
know,
of the
behind
bus.
me. Anybody. I'm worried about horses here. Hold on to your chair, Jen. See the house where they usually, that building there is where they usually collect the $5 fee to go in, but it's shut down, and over on the hill behind you can probably make out a little bit of the border over there. So well, got another half mile to go. Woo! There goes a federal agent, federal border agent came up and told us it's flooded out up here, but the gate's open. The only option is to go up a horse trail. So long as it's not super deep.
2 miles.
Yeah, you can. Well, I can see it up there. I can see the border area, so it's okay. I mean, it's a long truck, but that was nice of him to come over and just tell us what we're facing.
Yeah.
But I told you guys before, everywhere I go, the Missy goes. Right, Missy? Woo!
Bad for you now. You gotta walk through sewage.
That's all right. Gotta walk through a little sewage. It's okay.
And then 2 mile walk.
Well, it's probably just horse shit, so it's okay. All right. And there's the other side of the border there. You can see some Mexico. We'll be able to see the bull ring up there too. There it is. You can see the bull ring. Anyway, it's a good day for a walk, so onward. I just give you guys an idea. It's kind of like a double border fence up there, all the way down here. There's some pretty nice homes. I mean, this looks like a English Tudor style on the other side of the fence there. So we still got a ways to go. 1 mile down, point ended up being 2 miles actually, so there it is. All right, Missy Jen, it looks like we got one more enormous hill to get up here. We've been through floods, 1.8 miles of total complete nonsense here, but I'm a person, if I start something, I finish it. So Missy Jen, fasten your seatbelt, babe. We are on our way. Oh, I can't believe we made it. Brakes off. I can't believe I pulled that hill. Oh, man. Hell gal gets it. Well, here we are. The weirdest spot in America because of a little flooding. No cars allowed in today. I see the border patrol. Freak these guys out. There's the bull ring, El Toro. Woo! Man. go check it out. There we go. Is that gate open? I think it is. There it is. You see all the people at the gate. Well, let's conserve battery power. Alright, Missy Jen, it looks like we got one more enormous hill to get up here. We've been through floods. 1.8 miles of total complete nonsense here. But I'm a person, if I start something, I finish it. So Missy Jen, fasten your seatbelt, babe. We are on our way. He said they're at capacity at the wall, so we have to wait a little while to go in. You're allowed to film forward, but not at Friendship Circle, which is the front part there. So we just have to wait till a few things open up. There's the southernmost point of the U.S. here. There's the wall. In case you guys have never seen it. All right, let's push in.
Just wait, I'm gonna phone on you.
Okay. Sure, my pocketbook is on the back. This is actually people over on the Mexico side and talking to their relatives on the U.S. side here. Kind of cool. And of course you get looky-loos and all that, so. All right. We can go forward just to the edge of where he's standing and videoing, but we can't go any more forward into the circle. Okay? I think this is what, Missy Jen, this is the third time we've come to Friendship Park, and every time seems to get more and more restrictive. Now they have a capacity of how many people can be inside the fence area. Nobody cared before about video or pictures, but it is what it is. We just have to accept that that's the way they run it. The border security can deny anybody. They can close this thing anytime they want. So they're running the show here. So we get with the program. Well, thank you guys for being along to really a most odd and unusual park, isn't it, Jan? Friendship Park. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this up, and we've got a long hike back now, 2 miles back, and I'll tell you, we've gone over hill and dale to get Missy Jen with the wheelchair here. But Jen, what do I always say? Wherever I go, I go. That's right. So Missy Jen, first class luxury all the way. Thanks a lot, guys. If we don't get a thumbs up on this one, it'll be a crime.
Rosie deserves it because she's been pushing me to unmentionable things.
There we go. Thanks a lot, guys.